Peace. What did I put down? Yeah, peace. Peace from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Sorry, let me get this straight. Okay, we are good for this. Make 33, Make 33. Like usual, thank you so much for your donation, and as well as hanging out here on the stream while we're just doing our casual streams and stuff. I do want to let you guys know briefly, really quick. I was reminded by my stream spiritual guidance, and also somebody who's doing an incredibly important thing by helping me out, would be I'm a Sneak, 1 a.m. Bus, and Turnip, who are helping me as mods and keeping things straight for me. They even built me a little chart of the things I've already done, what I'm going to do, and it looks like I definitely am not going to make all of the suggestions and the donations in this stream. And I've only got about 2.5 hours, and I'm still in it, but I'm feeling the wind down. Just want to let you know that if I do not get to your track, to your suggestion by the time I cash in my vocal chips for the evening, Tuesday, I am going to get up in the morning, stretch, do my things, and I'm going to go stream live again, and I'm going to play catch up. Even if that takes me 4 or 5 or 6 hours, it doesn't matter. I'm going to play catch up. I'm going to record those on a hard drive. They will eventually all be released on a YouTube channel that I'm going to build a little bit. That's going to be nothing but archival for this fundraiser, so that you'll be able to go to it and stuff. Of course, that means I got to sit there, which is fine, and label the, what do you guys call it, chapters. But so please know that I'm not going to get to, it looks like I wasn't expecting as much as I got. All right, I was thinking maybe I'd get 50 or 60. It looks like I've gotten 100 and something suggestions. So my cup is running over. But I am steadfast to do this for you guys, especially for such an incredible fundraising mission as the Maui Food Bank, and taking care of everybody there, the keiki, the kupuna, everybody that's been affected there. So I'm in it to win it all the way through. So I just wanted to let you know. Okay. If I say something very nice and I ended up with that was my mouth. Okay, let's do this. This is for Make 33. Thank you so much for your donations. Let's do this. All right. This is beautiful. It sounds like it's a small section though. Grovinos, yes. Great separation in the engineering as well. There's a hopefulness to the composition, but in a somber storytelling kind of vibe. That was nice. I love the support of the horn section right here. Okay, that must be a tough spot for me to stop because I know a lot of people are into this. The more intimate style of the sections lends itself fantastic to the composition style that the composer used. If these were full sections, it would have a completely different impact. But there's like it's like an intimate storytelling and it like a pulling hope, but yet kind of more in a historical kind of, I don't know anything about this movie game, but it has that kind of looking over into the future, yet reminiscing about the past and kind of a story kind of vibe, because there's some of these hopeful changes that are happening there, but yet they kind of bring you right back into the story. Then this last section, I love the reinforcement of the horn section. And once again, a smaller horn section, so if you could hear the brashiness of the horn section and the brass. And I love that as an infinite kind of lift without having the strings going too triple forte or too, gnarly to get that lift, out of that horn section like that. Really, really, really pretty. And I love the engineering on this. This is what makes it intimate. There isn't a lot of reverb on it, so there isn't a lot of swim or ethereal. So it seems to play, it sounds like it was composed with the purpose of playing close to you in here. Something like the bearer of bad news just walked in or something. Sounds like a departure. A beautiful little section here. sounds like someone's saying, I'll be back, I promise I'll come back. You know, that kind of, somebody has boo-boo eyes. Somebody's riding off into somewhere, not looking back. The end. What a beautiful piece, and the dynamics that the composer used by having more of an intimate section, chamber style, excuse me, and allowed certain areas to blow and glow up a little bit. That ending now, there was something really different there. I don't know if sometimes in engineering, let's say the engineer, that last section that just blew up with feeling like more of a fuller dynamic or orchestral presence, and you mark up the EQ, the reverb for that section, because the levels go up, and as the levels go in, it'll kick into the side chain of like a reverb, hotter. The hotter reverb input, you set that as the output to match, or at least the output gets pushed. However, you could stay on that setting, so when you're playing much quieter parts of the arrangement, the trigger isn't the same velocity-wise, so you're not going to get that more bolder, ambient, ethereal vibe of like a cathedral or a hall sound. So it's a possibility that that's went on, or it's also a possibility that there was automation and the engineer automated a little more reverb at the end to give you just a little bit more of the grandioso vibe of the ending of this piece. And that's what I loved. I love this whole intimacy of this whole track was beautiful. A couple times I was listening to the horns and I'm like they were bold and they were punchy, but there was just something about the resonance of it that maybe I'm just being, if there's any I'm never a snob about music whatsoever. I never will be. But sometimes I do go, nope, not feeling that. Kind of a thing. But it has, I don't know if I make those faces, but every now and then I get that boop, 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 boop. Make 33, thank you so much. That was a beautiful suggestion. I appreciate it as much as I appreciate your donations. Thank you, brother. So thank you. Somebody's laughing very hard at my faces. I don't know who you are. I can't read your profile name, but how's it? How are you? So anyhow, let's go ahead now. I don't want to say that we're not live. I don't want to say that. But I'm just saying, you said it. You said it first. No, I'm kidding. It had a consistency to the resonance. Excuse me. It had a consistency to that resonance that horn players can maintain that. I mean, I've seen it done. My father's done some arrangements where he really called out for some super forte for, pushing all the, air sax and every, French horn and trombone players, capabilities. But it was just, there was something about it. Just not a horn player. Allah. Okay, let's move on. Sniper, are you here? Still, Sniper. Hey, there you are. How's it? Oh, really? This is a good follow-up? So, Sniper, is this the first time that you've parachuted into the comments? It's a bit. Oh, Sniper. I recognize the name, but I don't know. Sometimes what I've realized is a lot of people that come to my stream, like I get a lot, You know what I'm talking about. I get an average between 50 and 70, sometimes a little more. Most just want to just enjoy in the background. Oh, been hanging out with me on YouTube for a long time as well. Great. Which one? The Decomposer Lounge or the RPG Jeeves one? So, excuse me. So, anyhow, both. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's really cool. Whenever I sit down and I stare at the walls, I go, does anybody ever appreciate me? I only have to just look at the comments. Hey, come on now. I'm human every now and then. I get my little dips. I'm like going, I'm here by myself. I feel like Tom Hanks on the beach, you know, and I have a coconut and his name is Wilson. Wilson! You know, I don't know. It's a me thing. You know what I mean? I can't help it. So here we go. This is, the band name is Thursday. For Ryan. Thursday. And the tune is Stay True. Uh-oh. Stand by. I heard my phone bing, and I don't have it with me. Give me a second. Oh! Hey guys, I'm reading a couple texts that came in for the stream. Stand by. Okay, we're good. Oh, sorry, oyster on the half lung. I know, that must scare the crap out of you guys when I cough like that. I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh, Angel, I got your message. I don't know if you're still here on the stream, but I just saw your text. All right. Uh-oh. Am I getting hazed here? Oh, okay. I thought somebody was smoking me in the comments for something I did on my Okay. Hey man, I got feelings too, man, when people smoke me in the comments, man. Man. Okay. Oh, you're still here. All right, sweetie, thanks. Got your text. Thank you very much. Ange, let me know if you want a track you want to hear. Just text it to me. If there's anything, you know. Localify it. Somebody local, you know what I mean? Gee, who? All right. Your mom rolls her eyes. Mom hates when I, you know the kind, eh? You know the kind, eh? Now, why you gotta talk like that, eh? Okay, here we go. Alrighty, let me get back to it. Sniper. Here we go. This is from the band Thursday, and the name of the track is Stay True. All right. It's one of these slow growers. love the buildup of the basics of the tracks. It's giving her this like hypnotic pulse to lay those soft vocals on. Has a little Pink Floyd in there for me. Early Pink Floyd. Super hypnotic, the way everything has been building. You know, at first when the vocals came in, I thought the vocalist is starting it at its lowest at that. I can't tell. It sounds like it is a guy, right? I'm not sure. At first I thought maybe it was a girl with an alto voice. I'm not sure. Let me know. No disrespect. But started at the lower part of their register. So expecting, oh, it's a guy. Okay, thank you. But expecting a blowout, like, okay, so this is the guy. It sounded like he was starting at his lowest point, and I'm expecting to hear this growing, and it didn't show up in the second phase of it, but starting to this kind of this sad march in the music, in the way that it is, with the toms were really nice, how they opened up, and the toms sound great. Toms were mic'd and EQ'd fantastic. And you have this piano here that's got a mono signal that's sitting here in this side of my head, but you have a lot of this kind of psychedelic guitar secondary arrangement that's happening here that's causing the swimmingness, and the tone of his voice is very unique. And then as it started to build, his voice was kind of disappearing a little bit on me on the mix. Now it's pushing through, but I'm not listening to much of the lyrics, but it definitely sounds like a recovery trip of sorts. Or something dark, or something of that nature that's like, can't get it out of my head kind of vibe. Nice isolation on the kick. If you're a musician or an engineer, you know what I'm talking about. A little shoegazy here, isn't it? Yeah, right there, Grove and yes, that little section. like that turn up. This next note. Ooh, let's go. Disembowelment just started. I love that. Oh, here we go. I love the arrangement here on the right side if you're listening to that. I love that. Jeez, that vocals, the vocals at the end has that little Gojira Fry kind of vibe to it that I like. What a growth pattern in that song, you know, to being so melancholy, so kind of rolling off of the horse, you know, if you get a bad dose of H or something like that, and you're just kind of rolling back out and starting to get your stuff together. Not that I know anything about that, I'm just saying. And you're just starting to kind of creep back into life and stuff, and then to me it was like a recovery journey. And then you just look back at this like, you know, what hell hath I just plowed myself through. Very unique. I think I don't know if I have a fellow composer here. What hang on, I gotta go scooch up here for a second. Grovonius, when you have chimed in, I've gone like, but there is this very unique, somewhat dissonant moment when you have a colliding major and minor happening there. He picked up on it. I was still kind of whittling on something else, but I saw the comic come by. I went, oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, I feel it. Somebody crack my back. Get that itch for me, you know, kind of vibe. This was a great listen. I am so pumped. I love this, but I should do this kind of stuff more often. Excuse me, shoot. Because I'm getting exposed to such great music today. It's just absolutely mind-numbing. Thank you, Sniper. I appreciate your donation. So does the Maui Food Bank. And those that it will help, all appreciate, you know, without a doubt. Let me see here. Who do we have next? All right. This is from Eritigo. Eritigo, are you still here? Let me know. Thank you very much. That was a very kind comment you left me. And yes, thank you so much. Oh, this is going to be a fun listen because I love this band. Let me see. Okay. Yes, can we do this really quick, guys? There's no two ways about it. The leader of the team, I'm a Sneak, is in charge and has been with the team, actually as a team, a collaborative actually. But he's the one that reached out to me a couple months ago for guidance. He offered his assistance to me. He has been a nonstop treasure trove of education, and his generosity and charitable givings to me to get me to do things right with my software. He guided me through the GPU and the PSU upgrade. just everything. Can we all just really quick, wherever we have a clap for I'm a Sneak, that's the profile here. I'm a Sneak. Please, let's just give him a really big hand. He's the one that's pinning all of the stuff that we see here. He's the one that is responding or did respond when there was a hiccup with the Streamlabs stuff. It's just, I don't know. You don't meet many people like this in the world too often. I know that there's a lot of wonderful, helpful people out there that, you know, will do things, but it just seemed that we connect. It worked out, and it has changed everything that I have done as far as playing video games because of the GPU upgrade and all kinds of stuff. And so I'm a Sneak. Thank you so much for everything. And the fact that I think even if you're still up, it's got to be like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning for you where you're at, I believe. And thank you so much. And as a matter of fact, guys, him and the team, which is I am a 1 a.m. bus and Turnip, are also just as paramount. You know, 1 MBS, 1 a.m. bus and Turnip, because they were doing coding, and also on my Discord are very, very helpful with me on figuring out that whole Discord server thing. So my own, just for myself, guys, thank you so much for everything. If it wasn't for you, this would not be happening. Or maybe it would be, but it'd probably be so messy and I'd be so panicky and paranoid I wouldn't have the opportunity to, like, you know. So thank you for being front of the stage, back of the stage, and also, you know, just thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. So I know you got to get some rest. So I appreciate it. I'm a Sneak. I am going to completely dip out at 8 o'clock. So, and then I'll reconvene on Tuesday, perhaps at some point. We'll talk and chat. But thank you. Everybody says I'm a Sneak. Before you go to bed, though, just chime in and say, hey, I'm heading out for a rest, and because I'm sure everybody's going to want to say a super aloha. Okay, so where am I going now with this? Oh, I already said it. So I love this band. How many of you guys love the band Opeth? I don't know, Turnip. Everybody plays in. You guys love Opeth. The song is Face of Melinda. He's going to go to bed right now? All right, well, I had to catch up with him on Tuesday morning. I got stuff I got to do tomorrow and Monday, but all right. Oh, you're just going to watch. Okay, good. You'll lay back in bed and kind of fall asleep to it. All right, I'm a Sneak. So let's do this. This is Face of Melinda by Opeth. This is coming from somebody I think has already kind of left, because you dropped this in 5 hours ago. But I'm doing it, and the profile name is Eritigo. Thank you very much for your $20 donation for the Maui Food Bank and supporting everything that is happening over there and all the people that's going to help. I appreciate it. All right, guys, let's do this. This is Opeth, Face of Melinda. All right, as Alan Cullen would say. Love that bass tone, and I love the snare, you know, the use of the brushes. But I know Opeth too, so I'm waiting for the song to explode.
By the turnstile beckons a damsel fair, the face of Melinda neath blackened hair.
Oh my God, the butteriness of that fretless bass.
No joy would flicker in her eyes. Brooding sadness came to her eyes.
I love that. It's lifting me right out of the chair.
Past the stepping stone, she'd sworn her vows to another. This is when no one will bother, and conceded pain in crumbling birth. A harlot of God upon the earth, found where she sacrificed her ways. That hollow love in her face.
I love just the slightest of the chorus on his voice. Not chorus as in choir or background, but as that post effect. It sounds like it. It sounds like it. Just a very slight chorus, and it adds, and if in fact that's what it is, because I don't know that's what it is, but the sound just kind of is reminiscent of that to me. How this vocal approach that he's performing during this really great chord changes, that's this front half of the song is about, just adds that kind of mischievous, purgatorial kind of drift to his voice. Kind of gives you a little bit of that kind of saunter weirdness. One of the things that I also am really super enjoying, and it's my own personal preference. You guys have heard me say this 1,000 times, and I'll keep saying it. When we're listening to live instruments being played, especially guitars and stuff, and because I'm a guitar player, I can't tell you how important dynamic nuances are to me. You know, when you hear just a little bit of the slide of the skin on a bigger gauge string like an E or an A as it changes, you know, the humanity of that, because I think that's what digital music's done is taken. This is not a ding against digital music. This is just a change that has happened because of digital music. That human aspect and that human element, like I was talking about earlier about some of the reed or flute performances. The human element of the performance to me is so important. And there's a couple times where that bass player, that fretless bass just sounds sick. I got one. I just can't play it. I might as well just hang it on the wall because it's one of the hardest things for me to play. You got to be spot on with that. But that sound is so just heartstrings. You know, it pulls at you, the darkness of it and everything. So anyhow, yeah, let that. This is called Face of Melinda. Nice choice in the harmony there. Hanging out on that note. Ooh. Thought we're going to do a key change there, but nope. Little fusiony chord changes are nice. It is all in the same key. Well, I opened my mouth too early now. Oh, come on. What great chord changes. So uncomfortably beautiful. Oh! that Steven Wilson thing a little bit, kind of vibe. Are you guys kind of picking up also some slight porcupine tree? I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's those chord changes. I mean, Opeth is a monumentally talented group of musicians that really push these limits and stuff like that. So I'm not saying one pull from the other, but just they swim in that same color of purple, I like to call it. To me, the color purple is like an incredibly creative zone in the world, and the creative people live in the purple. But it does have a little bit of that Steven Wilson kind of vibe there with some of those chord changes there, but it's all truly Opeth when it comes to the sounds of the guitars and the power in which they hit that. But I'm just saying. God, I love the sound of the snare on this. I'm gonna hang my hat on one of the reasons why this riff is so outstanding has to do with the drummer. And I know that might sound a little out there, but the drummer is like quarter notes. Boom, boom, while it's going da 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 da. So that allows the riff to really hang on its own juices without it being backed up by, like, you know how like a lot of more modern metalcore, prog metal with riffs are always being doubled with some kind of percussive part of the drum, right? So it's going boom, boom, right? So if this would have been maybe something that might have done by a more modern producer, it might be boom, you know. I believe that's why this riff stands out so much to me. Love that. That's like a cathedral reverb on that snare. Maybe medium halt. Alright, it's fading, so I love how they let the acoustic guitars sit really hot on top of this riff out. That is so freaking cool. It is such a great production engineering choice to do something like that. I want to go back and just listen to that. Let's go back and listen to maybe just for the last 30 seconds or 15 seconds. And I want you to listen to how, because they do have great acoustic guitar sounds. I was reading one of the comments here. And I like that. The snare sounds like the ball hitting a catcher's mitt. Yeah, it does. And I love that pop. That's a really unique thing. I mean, the snare is the snare is the snare. You get a great sound of a snare. But that engineer, man, got to get that right mic on there and that right kind of compression and whatever. That's magic that happens there with the engineering. But with the acoustic sound that they get, obviously, in technique, performance, engineering. But in this last little section, let's play this again. And I want you to listen to how they did not lose the acoustic guitar positioning in the mix when the dirt came in. Let this soak for a second. Just kind of, Still there. Even when you hear it on the fade. Ooh. I get engineering chicken skin, you know, for that. You know, it's such an incredible amount of work. You know, we've been listening to a ton of music already, and we think about the artists, we think about the musicians, we think about the composers, you know, but there's somebody manhandling that beast, you know, be it like me, you know, I've got a computer system DAW, or if you're going, there's still studios out there, you know, giant SSLs and Neves and consoles, and even though they might be running Pro Tools and stuff, some of them have tape and stuff, there's always somebody at the helm of that beast. To me, I liken it to a Mack truck driver. You know, all the goods are back there, but man, you got to make sure that it's loaded fine and it sits fine and it's balanced fine and everything. And you know, I've heard bad engineering before, and have taken, you know, I've actually, you know, have been A-B'd mixes from people asking my opinion, which sounds better. This is back in the day when my ears were still crispy. And, you know, you could really say, wow, who mixed this? Or sometimes, here's another thing about engineering before I go on to our next music. Sometimes what happens, and I've heard this a few times on gaming music, when I hear a song, and and in my mind I could say, oh man, let's say it's pseudo orchestral hybrid, little EDM, but with some metal and drums in it and stuff. I could sit there and go and listen to it and go, a classical engineer mixed this. You know, it's a feeling. It's not that it's a bad or a wrong thing. It's just the ears. If you specialize in a certain type of mixing, you're going to go run to. You know, if you're doing, I don't know, if you're doing pop contemporary mixing and then all of a sudden you go into rockabilly, whoa, that's not going to work. Say, no, I'm an engineer, I can do this. You try to specialize, and I've always told people in the 90s when I used to produce demos for a lot of artists and stuff, I used to say to people, man, you got to go to different engineers, you got to listen to their reel, or that's what we called it back in the day, I don't know what they call it now, an EPK or something, I don't know, and make sure that when someone says they can do something, you've got to listen to their things and make sure that it is definitively what you want it to sound like, you know, because sometimes engineers specialize in certain things and then they try to mix something else in there and it doesn't jive, you know. So, Pouncing Moogie, why are you so sleepy? Okay, let's go on. Oh my God, Pander 18. Are you here? Are you here with me, Pander 18? Thank you so much. That was quite a drop there, a donation, and I really appreciate that. And I'm sure the food bank and everybody out there, you know, that was kind. That was super, super kind of you, man. I really appreciate that. That was super duper, and I appreciate it. And you didn't even want a song. I think it's, you know, I'll always do songs for you. Anyhow, thank you very much. Stand by. Oops, wait a second. Nanten, are you still here with me? Nanten? Mr. Milik. Hi, Mr. Milik. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Oh, you do? Okay, Pander. Okay, that's fine. Let's get on it. I'll go back to Nanton because I don't know if Nanton's with us at the moment. So let's go ahead. So, Pander 18, what song would you like? I'm gonna refill my peanut butter. Oh, wait a second. Wow, wait a second. You know what time it is, guys, right? Take a little bit of peanut butter. Oh, there you are, Nanton. Okay, great. I'll get to you in a second. I'm going to catch Panders, and then I guess you came back again, right, Nanton? Wait, not peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter in this. Oh, both boy. Hang on. Yes. So good. Did you just have peanut butter and jelly burrito? I love that. Come on, the economy changes. We got to eat comfortable foods, and that's one of them. So stand by. So Pander 18, what song would you like? I like the golden ones better than chocolate. I don't know why. Oh, you're just lazy? Okay. Big battle from Digital Devil Saga 1. Okay, hang on. Let me... Ah, there it is. Okay, Pander, I just wanted to load up on my peanut butter and, whoops. It's not a double stuff, though. Guys, this is dope as kukai. This is inside slider. This is like insane. Crunchy peanut butter on a golden Oreo cookie. And this is like if you're one of those people that you eat Rocky Road or any kind of ice cream because there's like crunchiness in it, that kind of thing. I have that thing. I like all my ice creams to have something in it that I can, I'm down for a sherbet every now and then or a soft serve for sure. But anyhow, this Oreo cookie with some crunchy peanut butter on top is mental. Here we go. Ooh. Oh my God. How many of you guys remember Precious Pup? You got to be my age. There was a cartoon named Precious Pup. I don't know, I make some for all of you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to eat in front of you. I'm just trying to keep my sugar buzz going so I can get another hour or two in, huh? Precious Pup in the 60s was a cartoon that was... Oh, Underdog was the best. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Underdog. Or how about this? How about he will take the bandage for a loss and bring them back. No. Super Chicken. He will take the bandage for a loss and bring him back into the frost, and he will bring him back alive and kick in. I don't know. I'm freaking out now, guys. This is the longest stream I've ever done in my life, and I still have another hour and a half to go, so I think I'm tripping. With Super Chicken. Stupid. All right. This guy's mental. Thank you very much for your Prime sub. I really appreciate that, man. That's cool. Precious Pup, Adam Ant. Oh my God, Secret Squirrel. Ugh. Oh, come on. How about Mr. Magoo? I used to love Mr. Magoo's character servant. I forgot what his name was. But he'd always call him, Mr. Magloo. He'd say Magloo. Jim Bacchus, yes, as the voice. Hello, Mr. Magloo. Now we're talking old head. All right. Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys. I know. I get a little lost in my own ba. All right, we're doing this. This is for Pander 18, and this is called Big Battle Digital Devil Saga 1. All right. I love how the drums sounded like it was recorded in a small room. Like that. I like the bass. Little Rush. I love that. Oh, it's a boss battle. Bass player, way up there. I like that with the strings in the background. It's giving it a real kind of like a 007 kind of vibe. I dug that, and also especially like I kept on. I couldn't help but focusing on the drums, because it was one of those things where it sounded like perhaps guitar sounded great. I love the way the bass sounded, but perhaps be it a technique, because there is actually a technique in engineering drums with minimal mileage. Get minimal mileage with minimal mileage. What I mean is, it didn't sound like they had any overheads, which would have given us width and ambience, even if there was no reverb or early reflection, as we like to say. The overheads would at least give us a sense of stereo. And it sounds like it was very sparsely mic'd. Like the kick, like it almost sounded like the mic was placed outside and wide. You know, maybe there was one in the hat, maybe one kind of close to the snare, and the kick was kind of pulled. And because the toms didn't have any, definitive representation. A lot of times in recording, I've always, ever since, the 70s, we record a drum session, SM57s, are flying all over the toms and stuff and making sure everything is mic'd. Cymbals were never really mic'd. We had the overheads for that. And plus there would be bleed through, in a kit. Even if you're in a room, a designated room, there's bleed through. And, but it just sounded great. Typically I'd be a little kind of off, like, oh, that sounds like that was recorded in a backyard, shed. And I really loved what it brought to the track. And also the humanizing. Remember we were talking about that before? There was a couple times where some of the riffage was slightly rushed, or the drummer kind of slipped back a little bit in tempo. And that's what I love about it. That's what I bite into stuff like that. Real authentic, very organic recording and performance. So, Pander, thank you so much for that. So you're happy to get random battles. Oh, I see what you're saying. Excuse me. Yeah, Calico, I agree with you on that. So hang on, let me go back a little bit. I want to catch a couple of these. Yeah, I can check out Pander 18. I can check out the Saga 2 as well in the future for sure. All right, Nantine, are you here with me? Are you here again for another? You know, folks, that's another thing too. You guys have been so absolutely generous, for a few of you coming by here a couple times and re-upping. Or, you know, you did one for 20, you came back for another 20. I can't thank you enough for that. Nanton, there he is, Nanton veteran. Okay, so we're doing this for you, Ming. This is from Final Fantasy VIII. Again. And this one is called The Extreme. Oops, I spelled that wrong. I write good. I'm a horrible. Oh, look at how I spell fantasy too. I am a horrible speller, and I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I had extreme, and still do, dyslexia. My daughters will tell you. My Cher, she goes nuts with me spelling. So that's why every time I write something, I always put down at the bottom, like if I'm writing an email, below my signature, I put in parentheses, I write good. That just flattens, you know? That just flattens the conversation right there. I just say, okay, nice talking to you. You know, thanks, Jeeves, I write good. Because inevitably I'm going to have, you know, either misspellings or I can't catch things like form and from. I mean, I know the difference between yours and yours, you know, apostrophe RE versus S, that kind of stuff is fine. But when it comes to that, the from and the forms and the words that do that, I'm gone. It's over. How many of you guys seen how many mistakes I make on my channels when I put up titles? And inevitably I gotta, dude, it's spelled this way. I'm like, oh shit, fix it. Doesn't matter. The algorithm's blown. I can care less. So, okay. So, The Extreme from Fantasy VIII. Yes, I make mistakes all the time. All right, here we go, guys. Okay, here's the nightmare start. Ugh. Very spooky. Nice. Wow. 3 different arpeggiations. String pad. Where's this in gameplay? What's going on here? I'm recognizing more of the Final Fantasy vibe. Oh, it's Endgame. Okay. A little 007-ishy, Lalo Schifrin style. Oh, slick. Little rhythm switch up. Okay, I wanted to stop it right there because this is a really good example of what I believe during the Final Fantasy VIII era, pushing the 16-bit element of it. If you noticed, when there was light instrumentation, there was a better expression of the sounds dynamically. And then once it started banging and started starting to hit up in tempo, because I guess maybe at that point is where the boss fight starts. I don't know because I've never played it. Then we start to pull from the sonic power. It just sounds like it gets less and less slick sounding and returns back more to that Final Fantasy VII-ish kind of sound in the choices in which Nobu is working. But far more complex. And especially that opening, especially when you had those three arpeggiations going, completely different notes, obviously. So there wasn't any cheating, no unison and assigning it to another sound and just pushing it off to the side. Three separate arpeggiations going, and then you had that string coming in kind of in the backside. When somebody said they heard this all throughout their speakers, it sounded like it could have been something that would have been a surround sound kind of vibe. And then that weird little twisty vocals that kind of meandered in for a second until the drums and stuff came in. But yeah. I love that. There's that leitmotif though, isn't it? That? busyness of that sequence. So there we have a couple of, like, you know, callbacks to just a little bit of like neoclassical kind of things that are happening there, especially with those kind of. But the little menacing arpeggiation that I was like making fun of with my fingers, that's happening in the back, is, I think, so important to the track. Yes, it's banging, it's slamming, we're going already, but that that's happening. And I'll do it again just in case you missed it. That's happening there. It's such an integral part to that kind of busyness if you're doing that kind of boss fighting kind of energy. I remember I only played Final Fantasy VII to the first silo. So, I mean, but I know what that anxiety is like, you know, to load up and wait until the guy, you know, go out and hammer and hit and stuff. But I love that. I love that. So it did repeat there. I'm figuring it was. Is that's got to be the callback to the theme, right? Or to the main melody. That da 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 da. That sounds like it's a callback to the one of the original, one of maybe a melody. I don't know. You guys tell me, because that kept on as it was repeating itself in alternate parts of the arrangement. But very, very Final Fantasy-ish, without, I mean, obviously, because like I said earlier, I only have Final Fantasy VII to pull from, and I recognize it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, he's loading up. Oh, fire stick. Whoa, got to wait for a second. You know, so my brain, I'm, you know, kind of. But that was a super duper Nantine. I appreciate that, and also your donation. But thank you for that. Listen, guys. I have a little over an hour left. I'll, you know, stay a little after 8 and stuff. I need to go go to the restroom. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna put on just some regular music. I'm gonna step away for half a second or longer than that. At my age, I ain't paying like a racehorse anymore. You know what I mean? So, and also, you know, there was a little bit of that melody too that reminded me of like, Enter the Dragon, you know, the music to the Enter the Dragon. Just that melody. I don't know why, but let me call up my. Where is my ting? I should have just saved this as a. Oops, where is it? Stand by. Here's me talking about me. Why don't I talk about me? No, you talk about me a little more. Whoops. Hey, who's that guy? Showing up in my stream like that. All right, guys. I'll be right back. Let me leave you a little bit of music. I go to the restroom, and I'll be right back. And we'll continue on. You know, maybe I'll go a little more than 8 o'clock. I don't know. Give me a little bit. Let me tune it up, and I'll be right back. Hang in there.